common theme here is Rick Perry, crony capitalism, corruption, and compromise in his personal life.
Well, here it is. You brought that up, and it's statesman.com. Bill White blasts Rick Perry on Horseshoe Bay land deal. Texas governor defends transaction is above board.
Yeah, national media needs to re-put that story up again right there. That was especially egregious and flagrant right there. But back to the womanizing and the manizing of Rick Perry.
Now, wait, you say you got 3 women, but you've got one guy calling you. I mean, from what I've seen in the press over the year, gays are notorious for making stuff up. So are women.
Hold on. This guy called me, Alex, 3 days before my ad went up. He just saw one of my posts on the internet. Okay? And I sent him to a reporter who's investigating this. There's several reporters who are going through this, but it takes time for them to work their leads. It might get...
Oh, there's no way the editors are going to let this out. They only put editors over major papers who've got more dirt on them than Perry.
I predict a story confirming Rick Perry's homosexuality will be out by Christmas. Because they got to work the leads. They got to work them. It's just too credible. See, I want to tell you something else, Alex, and your listeners. Living here in Austin, and by the way, I'm a 3-time delegate to the Texas Republican Convention, 2006, 2008, 2010, so I'm not some sort of liberal Democrat making this up.
Reeves is nodding his head. He's a delegate as well.
Yeah. I voted for Rick Perry, 1998, 2002, 2006. I'll never vote for him again, okay? All right, but having said all that, the gay rumors that you and I have heard, I never believed them for years. They've been around here for about 8 years, since 2004, when there was an allegation that Rick Perry was having a gay affair with the Texas Secretary of State. I think his name was what Jeff Connor or something.
I remember the news reporting on the gay rumors. I don't remember the names.
Okay, and I never believed that, Alex. And then I never believed it once I found out about the womanizing. I figured, well, Rick's just like me. He likes the cuties and everything. He likes the strippers, etc. Alex, no more. The gay rumors are completely credible. This guy is a rampaging, bisexual adulterer. And not only that, and what does this show? It shows he's arrogant, he's entitled, and he's reckless. And folks, we don't need arrogant and reckless in the White House.
Oh, man. I tell you what, I'm going to start wearing a bulletproof vest with this stuff on my show.
Well, I think it's all going to come up to a head pretty quickly here with all this exposure that it's coming on this show and with Robert Morrow placing these ads. So we're going to find out pretty quick. These people are going to have to come forward because, like you said, and you've been uncannily right over the years, people are going to die over this if they don't come on out and hit the press immediately.
Honestly, you're safer, but you're safer going public than being secret.
Well, that's an understatement.
Yeah, it really is. Because if you stay secret and they know about it, then they can.
Well, I'm going to be honest. That's why you're even on this show, because I'm in Austin. I know Perry's already scared of me for whatever reason. It's kind of creepy to have somebody this powerful.
You're absolutely no threat to Rick Perry except to maybe annihilate his political career.
Well, I just don't know why 14 months ago he told a Fox host this behind closed doors, came over and cornered him. Well, I guess you're a listener. I talked about that last year.
Sure.
And said he's scared of Ron Paul and Alex Jones. And I'm like, why me? And I guess he knows I'm here local. I'm media he doesn't control. And, the thing is, I don't have some political beef with Perry. I'm not even after him as an individual.
You mean personal beef? You have a political beef, just like I do.
Well, exactly, but it's just all these Republicans that get caught with their pages and in bathrooms and Bohemian Grove and the reports of Obama. I think they only promote people who have this type of background because they can then control them.
I was just thinking about Rick Perry, whether he's more suited for Bilderberg or Bohemian Grove. Alex, I kind of feel that when Rick Perry went to Bilderberg, he was probably like an 8th grader in a college calculus class, that they knew they had a dumb bunny on their hands. But I think Rick might be a little more at home, running around howling in the woods at Bohemian Grove. That's my personal opinion.
I don't get that Rick Perry's dumb. To me, he's extremely slick and smart.
Well, if you're running around with all the women and young men that he has, and you're too stupid to not think they're going to talk one day, that's pretty dumb. And
if you study psychology, if any of this is true, and these people aren't lying to you, I have no doubt you're being told this. if this is true, it's par for the course. These are reckless personalities. These are narcissists. This is what narcissists do. I mean, you don't think that over the years I haven't had women come on to me and stuff? But at the end of the day, and nobody's perfect, but at the end of the day, you've got a family, you've got a wife. You can't just be an animal who has no responsibility.
You know, the Austin media wrote about the way Anita Perry will almost never kiss Rick Perry in public. John Kelso wrote a column. You guys can Google this. It says, somebody needs to goose Anita Perry to get a smile out of her. It was so obvious in the 2010 campaign that she was not for it. She did not want to do it. She rarely
Didn't he run an ad 4 years ago where he said, my wife and I love each other?
Oh, he tweets. This is what's so outrageous. He tweets how blessed he is. He talks about her and compares her to biblical verses. And yet, he's running around with some of the girls I see. Hello?
Well, again, these women have told you this reportedly. I just can't. Stay there. We've got to continue to flesh this out. We'll be right back. Well, the Washington Post, the San Francisco Chronicle, they're all covering it, so I thought we would give you a chance, the listeners, to actually talk to Robert Morrow. Here's the San Francisco Chronicle headline. Who is Rick Perry's gay and stripper sex accuser, Robert Morrow? There are hundreds of articles out right now. I would imagine, Robert, that your phone lines have been burning up. What type of media has been contacting you?
Phone lines been burning up. Radio shows, reporters around the world, people like you, people on, a lot of morning shows been calling me up. They like controversial topics.
And you've been telling this story there?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've been getting the word out. A lot of some of the conservative ones have a little harder time believing it, but you got to understand this. Any conservatives listening right here, that in 1992, Bill Clinton by that time had hundreds of women. Okay, and only 3 came public. That was Jennifer Flowers, Sally Perdue, and Bobby and Williams.
Well, that was because they killed some of them. Of course,
because Hillary Clinton was unleashing her terror campaign and hiring private detectives like Jack Palladino and Anthony Pellicano to, break their car windows and put shotgun shells on their car seats. So you have to understand is that it's hard to get folks to come public. Hence this ad. This ad is, if anybody's listening here in Austin, Texas, or around the country that can expose Rick Perry for who he is, let's do it. Let's get it over with right now. My email address is familyvalueshypocrite@gmail.com.
Well, let me advise you on something.
Okay.
If you would want to get a bunch of people together and have a press conference, and if you wait around and try to, now that this train's left the station, and sit there and try to give these women over to newspaper reporters and people, they're not going to report it unless it's Larry Flint. Have you gotten a hold of Larry Flint? Because he's the guy for this.
No, but I need to. I hadn't had time. This is exactly the kind of thing Larry Flint would relish in. There are a lot of gay Republicans at very high levels. One of them resigned in 2007, didn't get much coverage, but it was Trent Lott of Mississippi. And the reason he resigned was because of a breaking scandal over a San Antonio gay escort named Benjamin Nicholas. You can Google that. Google Trent Lott, Benjamin Nicholas. And that's just an example of the kind of folks that,
I thought he had to resign because of an insurance scam.
No, that wasn't it. It was a gay escort fella.
What's going on with these people? I mean,
this guy was in the Republican leadership. So many of the folks who are listening right now never knew that, Yet, so the same thing with Rick Perry, and we're getting reports, and I haven't confirmed them, but we're getting leads to say that Rick Perry has been playing around with gay escorts as well as these.
Okay, but let's stop there because I well, number one, I'm going to give the number out. It's 800-259-9231. 800-259-9231. The issue here for me is this is a big national story right now. It's one of the biggest.
Yep.
And I wanted people to actually hear from you. And then, to be frank, last night I wasn't going to touch it. I wasn't going to touch it all week. And then I started getting contacted by people I know saying, no, I know this guy. He's for real. Now, people may be lying to him, but Robert Morrow is for real. And then I separately had Richard Reeves in here because he was calling me saying, look, I've been a delegate the big fight to get Ron Paul elected is going to be the delegates, because even if he really wins states, they're going to try to have delegates that are establishment kill it. So you were not here today, Richard, to talk about this.
No, absolutely. This got blindsided by this just at the last minute.
I mean, I just contacted you at like 12:30 to get you on when we went into overdrive here,
hey, Alex,
Robert.
I want to make a comment. Ron Paul came out today and said that he thought that what I was doing was silly. And here's my reply to that is, Ron Paul, God bless him, doesn't play around with the same women that me and Rick Perry and Rick's entourage do. Okay? So Ron has no idea what's going on. He's too busy fighting the Federal Reserve, the endless wars, the assault on civil liberties. He's not out there playing with the strippers, et cetera, like Rick Perry does.
Now, tell folks about yourself individually. You're a private investor, right?
I'm a self-employed investor. I'm a graduate of Princeton University in 1987. I got my MBA from the University of Texas in 1990. And I've been involved in politics on and off for many, many years.
And instead of being a wine connoisseur, you're a connoisseur of fast women.
Not really, but occasionally, if I've made a pretty girl, that's fine with me. Unlike Rick Perry, I just like women, Alex. Okay?
Oh, man. I tell you what. Do you have any comments, Richard Reeves?
Well, one of the comments I have is that, Rick Perry recently had this big rally over in Houston, and that's consider that like a giant caucus. Rick Perry is going to use those people 100%. All those people showed up at that stadium that day. It's all about getting them to go out and stump for Rick Perry, door to door, knock on doors, knock to the...
He wants the word-of-mouth power that Ron Paul has, and he believes well-meaning, really good Christian people can be fooled by him.
Absolutely.
And there's no doubt he's not the Christian he says he is. I mean, he is a globalist, duplicitous, Al Gore-loving, New World Order, Bilderberg, forced inoculation, NAFTA superhighway globalist.
Yep. And he's a Republican Bill Clinton. Well, Alex, remember a few years ago when Rick Perry was caught spending money at a drag show down in Key West? I think it was called the La Di Da Bar or the Fadila Bar.
No, I don't remember that. What are you talking about?
I don't have the right name of that. You guys can Google that. He spent $78 there, and the Perry campaign's cover story for that was Anita was the one spending money at a male drag review.
Let me stop you. Yep. Bring Rob Dew in here. He was trying to give me some financial records earlier showing me that, and he said he had a mainstream news article. Again, I don't follow all this. I'm into what he does with his policies.
Here we go. Rick Perry spent $78 at the La Tida drag queen show in Florida. And then this year, the legislature, get this, moved to make Rick Perry's travel expenses secret. There's no doubt about that, Alex, what's going on.
What source is that?
If you Google this. Google Rick Perry spent $78 at the La Tida drag queen. See, Key West, Florida is a well-known, very nice gay hangout. And the La Tida is a drag show there. And old Rick is a patron of that. He thinks he's away from town. He thinks, I'm in South Florida with all my friends in the gay community. Think I'll go to a drag show? Nobody will notice. He put $78 on his expense report. Reporters find that. This year, in the year 2011, the legislature passed a law that allowed Rick Perry to keep his travel records secret.
All right, is that Rob Dew? Bring him in here, please. Because he was trying to show me that earlier. Did you guys just search the term he told you?
If you Google Rick Perry spent $78, you'll find it.
I think I recall that blurb back